Oh my God, the vibes are good today.
Yes. So excited to have Carey O'Donnell here. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
I'm really happy to be here.
I'm a really big fan of your tie-dye, by the way.
Fire Island.
Yeah.
Have you like done the Fire Island thing?
I went there last year for the first time.
How was it?
I was terrified to go, and then it was like healing.
Okay.
I ended up not wanting to leave, and I'm going back in July.
So it's like Burning Man, kind of?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sober, and my husband's sober, and all the people we went with were sober.
Yeah.
So it was like, it felt like sober summer camp.
That's
sounds
fun.
delightful.
Yeah,
That
it was
sounds
really
really
great.
fun.
And I was like, gays, we actually like, do you just smile at each other?
Yeah.
When you walk by? And not in like a way of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, it feels like everyone's just happy to be there. And on the mainland, that wouldn't happen.
No. You're in competition there.
Yeah,
but there-
scarcity.
Yes.
Here, it's our place. So everyone's kind of like, yeah, we're all happy.
It's like white women at a Taylor Swift
Yes.
concert.
Yes.
Very
Lilith
much.
Fair.
How many Peloton instructors did you see? Because they're all at Fire Island all the time, from what my Instagram tells me.
I don't know how many for certain, but there were very like Peloton bodies there.
Okay.
It was we also went in September, which is like a great time to go because it's still crowded, but like more chill.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then when the weekend crowd came in on the ferry, they were like very Peloton-esque.
Okay. Gotcha.
There were also some kids there, which I was like
Oh.
Kids as in like under 25?
like children.
Like children.
Like people, like couples bringing gays, couples, lesbians bringing their, or like friends of bringing their children. And so, you know, it was a little like, there were only a few, but like they were scootering by me one time and I was like,
That's
you know
a little
what?
disturbing.
You
That should be a
know,
no kids.
I'm
Yeah.
against mixing children in the wrong places. It's like when there's a child at a comedy show, and it's almost worse when it's just one.
Yeah.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
there should be more because if it just one is worse. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like
but
kinda
it's just like
weird.
I don't want to feel
Yeah.
weird. Like I want to be able to do whatever.
Right.
you know?
You're like,
think
who
it
is this
just-
Drew Barrymore at like age 11?
Exactly.
You know, it's like-
And if so, then cool. Like,
Yeah, I
make her a
guess that's
drink.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's traumatize this kid.
Yeah.
but in that way, and like I just was sort of like, I don't need to see that.
No, that's what I
Right.
mean. For me, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not. I
I
don't
think
need
it's
to.
a real
Yeah.
reminder that all communities are equal, and
Yeah.
there's annoying people that bring their kids
Yeah.
where
True.
they shouldn't.
100%.
I'll say this, I had a
100%.
child-free
Yeah.
wedding because
Yes.
I was
Oh.
like, I'm not fucking with children at the wedding because like the
No.
dance floor was adjacent to a pool. People were going to be drinking. I was like, it's not the vibe.
No.
Good for
So
you.
thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you. My suggestion, what we did is we had a nanny room. And it was
Like
like
church.
That's
Very-
genius.
like church.
Yeah.
So the Fire Island, I could suggest maybe a nanny cottage.
A nanny cottage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make that money.
The wealthy
for that
gays who
nanny.
bring their kids.
Yes.
Stick them all in a cottage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they can just do whatever they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, they do that at casinos.
Yeah. I was one time I was on a work trip to Vegas. I was in a writer's room and they took us to Vegas after, and we were in North Vegas, like in what's that like?
Summerlin?
No, what's like with the lights on the ceiling?
Oh,
the
Fremont.
Fremont Street.
Fremont Street,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, we love
And-
Fremont Street.
Yeah, I do too. But it was midnight on a weeknight, and we looked, and there was a literal like crone, old like elderly woman
We love
holding
crones here.
holding
Yes.
a newborn baby
Ooh.
in a penny
lot of
casino.
whoa.
Where'd she find it?
I was like really concerned, and everyone was really freaked out, and like my friend and I went up to like a security guard, and like not to be that person, but I was like, hey, just letting you know, like this is like kind of a weird thing. like,
Yeah.
just letting you know there's a newborn right there.
It is,
Right.
I will say, the witching hour. Fremont Street on a weeknight.
That's
at
what
midnight.
they said. That's what they said to us. They were like, "This is
the witching
par
hour.
for the course."
Yeah,
yeah. I was like,
Sorry,
"All
this is
right."
not anything not normal to
I
see
know.
at this time.
We last stayed on Fremont Street last time we were in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and I always am the one that wakes up early and like gets the Starbucks, you know. And so I'm like waiting for our Starbucks, and an individual behind me. Is it an alfresco patio if there's a LED ceiling above you?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
on the LED alfresco patio, and the Starbucks employee goes to the person behind me and goes, "Excuse me, do you know this is a Starbucks?" And I was like, "This is the vibe at this Starbucks at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Do you know this is a Starbucks?"
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a gut check. Do you know
Yes.
where you are?
Yeah.
But I was just really I wanted to know the story of this woman. Like, is it
Yeah.
her grandchild? Is she?
Yeah.
Did
So
she just find it?
was she gambling?
She was sitting at a slot machine. I
Okay.
think it
Uh-huh.
seemed maybe waiting for someone who was gambling.
Okay.
Perhaps
Okay.
like a really supportive mother.
Not everything needs to be supported. I'm just going to throw that
Yeah.
out.
Maybe this newborn baby just can't sleep without the sound of 10,000 slot
True.
machines going.
Yeah.
And like she was,
Yeah, she's like, let's head on down to the Penny Casino.
It's like ASMR.
Yeah.
Sonically, what's the difference between that and a Fisher Price?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's true.
But that was a really jarring sight.
That is
Yeah.
so
I don't know why I talked. Oh, a children-free space. It was like that was just sort of like.
Yeah,
Well,
well, there's a casino, the Circa in Vegas, which I appreciate this. They are a children-free space.
I like Circa.
Yeah.
I went there.
They are.
Fun, right?
It's only 21 plus. There,
It's only
right?
21 plus. Yeah.
That's smart.
We went there post-COVID, like a year after COVID. Like, well, I guess it's still COVID, but post-lockdown.
Yeah.
And I just liked the dystopian sight of seeing like the Go-Go Girls on the tables with masks on.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
No, that was
very
like-
Blade Runner.
Yeah, it was a real hellish
Yeah.
moment for us. Like,
Yeah.
still gotta work, gotta
Right.
bring in the
that
money
makes me
during a plague.
It was super cunty though. I really was like
Yeah.
I was like, this is chic.
No, the Go-Go Girls are serving cunt for sure. Like, and I feel like the ones at the Circa are good.
They're really good.
They're really good, and like I'm proud of them. My mind's all over the place right now because I'm also thinking about Jamie Lee Curtis right now in The Last Showgirl. Anyone?
Oh, I need to watch it. Fuck.
She was in a different movie.
In
Am
what
I right?
way?
Yeah, I would agree.
I was when she plays like a former showgirl who's
Yeah.
now like a
Cocktail waitress.
Cocktail waitress.
Okay.
And she is like wearing like a bellhop outfit, right?
Mm-hmm. But
And-
like, but it's a bellhop top, but like bikini bottom.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's
Yeah.
just this not inexplicable, but like
It's my favorite part of the movie.
5-minute dance break where
Yeah.
Jamie Lee just
Yes.
She
Hell yeah.
she has like a mental breakdown while she's singing
Yeah.
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Oh my god, I have to see this.
but like on like
Oh.
on just like a random platform
Yeah.
in the middle of the casino like during the day.
Yeah.
And like no one
This is what I want to see in Vegas.
and
Yes.
no one watches her, and then someone at the end is like, "You need to get down."
Honestly,
will say-
I was like, give her the Oscar.
Give her the Oscar for that.
Yeah.
I feel like I've actually seen that happen at the Rio.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like that has actually happened in front of me.
Yeah.
I will say that is who ends up being the crone with the newborn.
Yeah.
That- that
Yes.
is her future.
That might
That
be.
character's future.
Yeah.
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 One newborn away from Vegas crone.
Yeah.
But also, like, to be a go-go dancer wearing a mask, you know how men look more naked when they're just wearing a t-shirt and nothing
Yeah.
else?
Mhm.
I feel like did you feel more naked wearing the go-go get-up with the mask?
Maybe
Mm.
it seemed. Yeah, it did feel like sort of more jarring
Yeah.
to look at least.
Yeah, and it's like, is that really what we're worried about in Vegas? The go-go dancer breathing on you?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I
not-
know. Why do they have to wear a mask and we don't? You know.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
I agree.
They're
Yeah.
protecting us.
remember that when like servers like at a restaurant they had to wear. I'm like, why do you have to wear a mask? If like I'm
Yeah.
not wearing one.
Yeah.
That made
it-
me so deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like early on, it was like, okay, as soon as they started letting us eat in restaurants again, it was like, okay, well, like the ruse
Yeah,
of like,
I know the theater.
Yes.
I do sort of miss the theater, right?
Yeah. No, it was.
Wasn't it kind of fun?
it was a little bit.
Like it was like, you know, just the like
the unveiling.
going to the unveiling. It was truly the bride lifting the veil, you being shown to your table, and then you can take the mask off there.
Yeah,
But
it
then
was,
when you go to the bathroom, you have to put it back on, or like being on a plane and you can like take it off to eat. It's just,
yeah.
like,
Let me get my little nuts and then put it back down in my
Yeah.
tube of people.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very smoking indoors.
yeah,
Very much so.
totally.
Yeah. We're only a year or two from that coming back, so
I can't wait. I'm ready.
it feels
We'll
like
take
it.
that.
Smoking?
If we're
Yeah,
gonna regress,
indoors.
we might as well
Oh.
get smoking back
It
inside.
feels like
Yeah.
it's coming.
I mean, I'm a smoker, so
Are
I
you?
would.
Carrie, smoking. I bought a pack on election night. I'm about halfway through it.
It's the same pack.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm Gwyneth Paltrow smoking. Thank
Right,
you.
That's chic.
Yeah.
I'm
But
saying
like,
chic a lot.
it's but smoking truly is chic. That's not.
I'm a night smoker. I only
I
smoke
love
at night.
this.
Oh,
Mm,
interesting.
Like a vampire.
Yeah, I'm like a snake.
Ooh.
Do you
But
have like a ritual?
I just wait. I don't. For some reason, smoking in the day makes me want to barf.
When it's hot,
It's,
it's,
Yeah.
so when it's hot out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel
Hot in LA, smoking.
No.
I'm just like, bleh, you know,
Yeah.
immediate hurl.
Is it like the sun
Immediate
going down
hurl.
and you're picking a cigarette
Yeah.
to your mouth?
I think there's something sexy about waiting. It's like it's something I look forward to.
Yes.
And I'm sober, so it's like I don't have much.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. Yeah. Is it like your
Everything
after-
else has been taken from me.
And smoking gives that.
Yeah.
Smoking gives everything else that's been taken
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like I'm bad.
from me. And I forgot because I was like, I loved smoking when I was younger, like famously just like gobbled cigarettes all the time. And then I accidentally hypnotized myself while working at Borders, and I quit smoking through self-hypnosis.
Wow.
Didn't touch the stuff forever. And then in the last couple of years, I've kind of like started dipping my toe again, and I'm like, oh, I forgot this is good.
Wait a minute. You accidentally
back that up. Never heard
Borders?
that.
Yeah.
Borders is the most shocking detail.
I know. The layers of this kept being pulled back.
Did you read the Alan Carr book or something?
It was pre-Alan Carr,
Okay.
but I worked at Borders. So I was always bored at Borders.
Of course.
And so one thing you have at Borders is ready access to all of the books.
Right.
And so I would borrow a self-hypnosis book while I was working in the cafe. And it was this exercise where you hypnotized yourself while like looking through the space between your two fingers. And it worked. Like it made me
Where
lose
the cigarette is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Whoa, weird.
Yeah. But it didn't work well enough to cure me for life because I'm into it.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty long gap.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
Something happened.
As we all know, Borders hasn't been around for.
That's
No.
true.
What, was Obama president when you were working at Borders?
It might honestly
It might have
could
been
have been
Bush.
Bush.
Damn.
It could have been Bush.
You haven't smoked since Bush.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Well, I always think,
Wild.
whenever I think of Borders, I think of that Kanye song, "We Met at Borders."
Oh yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
song is
There's
that?
one- it's
Oh,
about
All of
him,
the
like-
Lights.
yeah,
All
yeah,
of the
yeah.
Lights.
Yes.
Not to evoke Kanye right
Yeah.
now, but
no.
Yeah.
but no, I smoked on election night a lot.
Oh yeah. It was.
I was chaining that night,
it was a night to chain.
but I also didn't watch the returns. I watched Sex and the City.
Oh, that's nice. That
That's
was
season
a-
3.
You truly, you
And I just-
really disassociated well.
Oh, I was. Simon, my husband, was away, so it was just me and my
God.
dog. And I was gonna have some people over, and then I was like, an
Why would I
alarm
be
bell
around
went
other
off
people for
Yeah.
this?
yeah.
earlier that day, and I was like, I don't think she's gonna win. And I was like, I want to be alone.
Yeah.
So I just sort of like posted up and just chained and watched. And every time Carey was smoking a lot that season, it was like it was one of her last smoking seasons before she quit, which was so fucking annoying when she quits.
What?
I
But
forgot
she's an
she
iconic
quits.
smoker.
Yeah, she was ripping him. She smoked in like everywhere. She smoked
Yeah.
but the most offensive moment was when she smokes when Samantha has the flu
Oh.
in her house.
That's not a friend.
That's not a friend.
No, that's not a friend
I mean,
at
she's
all.
there.
Okay, there's a lot of talk these days about Carrie is not a friend.
She's a friend.
I agree. Carrie's a fucking friend. She might not.
She shows up.
Exactly.
She shows up, and showing up is everything.
Yeah. Is
Might
she
not-
a
I
perfect
feel like you're
friend?
both talking
No,
to me
but none of
about
us
this.
are.
I'm talking to Brandy. You need to know. Yeah.
No friend to me.
But she always shows up, even when she's like, smoking in your house when you're sick as a dog.
Yeah.
She's here.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be there talking to you about Big, but she's there.
She's there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she gives feedback.
When
My favorite part of a friendship, feedback.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always think every time I hear that argument that she's not a friend, I think of the episode when Miranda's mom dies and Carrie walks down the aisle with her.
Oh yeah, that's a sweet.
Right?
That's nice.
Yeah.
She's a friend.
Exactly.
She's a
That's
friend.
good.
That alone seals you for life.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And also, the most important friend moment, I think, because Charlotte gets a lot of hate too.
Charlotte's a great friend.
Charlotte's an
She's a great
amazing
friend.
I don't think everyone knows, but like Charlotte really shines in movie number 1
Mm-hmm.
when she has to protect Carrie. Leave her alone. No.
The Pharaoh, stay away from her.
Yeah. No.
I felt that. That is Solange in the elevator.
It is. It is.
We should all be so lucky to have a friend that would go to the mat like that for us.
That's
And I always think it's Charlotte and Samantha are best friends
Oh,
because they're two sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be.
Remember when she slut shamed Samantha and then she goes to apologize?
Mm-hmm.
Because sorry, I'm talking about, this is now Sex and the City. She's at lunch with her sorority sisters and they're all like, she's like,
right.
don't you just want to get fucked sometimes? And
Yeah.
they're all like, Charlotte. And then she's like, damn, I'm Samantha.
And it's like you
Yeah.
can't talk to a bunch of women who've never come before and say
No,
that because they're not going to
no,
want
no,
to.
no.
They're
No.
not going to want to.
No,
have
and
sex.
like Charlotte's choice in men, like she's a horn dog. Like I get her choice in men, like it makes sense for who she is, and like I think low key, like she's kinky like Samantha is.
They're
She
they're
definitely is,
soulmates.
yeah.
Exactly.
And Miranda and Carrie are best friends.
Oh well, yeah. Yeah, because they're intellectual
Yeah.
matches for each other. Like Carey doesn't get as much credit for being as smart as she is. Like Carey
really
is a thinker
smart.
too.
She's literary.
Well, yeah, because she's
She reads books because they smell good.
Yeah. Don't you love it?
Okay, speaking about looking things to look forward to, I do want to talk about how do you feel about Vanderpump coming back with, an all new cast?
I've turned a corner. Sorry, I feel like a burp coming, so I'm gonna really like.
Right.
This isn't insightful. This is burp.
This is also very fitting for Vanderpump.
It
to
is.
be being like retching. I'm hopeful.
Oh, really?
I think something's
Okay.
coming.
Really? Are you
Yeah.
on the Valley?
Interesting.
We're recapping the Valley and Sex Unique podcast.
Okay, great.
It's like a.
It's so bad.
But
I-
the
not-
Valley
it's
is
terrible.
I said to Babs, like, I can't. It's getting to the point of like, is it okay that they aired this?
The Valley is like basically there's a few people from Vanderpump on it. It's
then
all of them kind of being older and like
they're the
settling
parents,
down.
right?
Straight-
Yeah, it's the
it's
people who
hetero
are
hell.
married.
Okay. Got
in
it.
Valley Village.
Hetero
Okay.
hell.
But
yeah.
they are. It's the darkest iteration
really
that the show
dark.
has ever had. We've already watched in real time 2 marriages completely implode in a really abusive way.
Wow.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love the show.
it's
Not
good.
not the abuse.
No, I know, but it's good. It's really good TV. It's really good.
I
TV.
think it's great.
Yeah.
I think they're giving what early Vanderpump, because we always say in the show, when the cast members' lives are, when things are going well for them, that's, you don't want to watch
Yeah,
that.
no, that's not fun. to
Their
watch.
lives need to be like wretched.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like, when they were living in like those shithole apartments in West Hollywood,
Right.
Yeah.
working, restaurant, food service job, like service industry jobs, and like having vertical blinds.
Yeah.
That's
Window
when it
air
was
conditioning.
good.
But I
units.
mean, that's
Yeah.
what I think is you can never recapture that, and
No,
that's
you
why
won't.
every
No.
show is bad because it's like they were also a lot of them were made to be on TV because they're funny and insane, and none of these people are that charming. Everybody's solo interview, they're trying to be funny, and I'm like, fucking kill me. Nothing they say is ever funny.
I hate the forced like
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah,
Well, you
yeah.
see it happen
Awful.
on like any institution show that goes on for that long. I mean, you see it happen on Drag Race where it's become like a parody of itself,
Right,
and people
yeah.
have like
Once you
grown up watching
know-
Drag Race looking for
Right,
the
and
soundbite.
like
how
that's the
the
thing is it's
sausage is
people.
made.
I think that's the problem is it's like people knowing that like they're gonna get more time because of whatever
Yeah.
drama they
Yeah,
create.
it's
you
like,
know?
no, give me Kristen Dowdy trying to have a baby with a man who shits in a bucket and not being able to conceive because she's doing too much coke.
Well, we need to be
Yes.
casting reality shows the way we pick juries, I think. Is like that's the thing we need
Yes.
to do is
You
just
need to
like
just
ask
throw
all
a
the
bunch of
questions.
randos,
What
yeah.
don't you know?
You're right. I think the original cast, because it was like right before when they it first aired, it was 2013, and it was like right before Instagram really became like
Yeah.
ubiquitous, and they were just like classic actors, like model
Yes.
act, like
Yes,
they were
yes,
just like
exactly.
they wanted to just be actors. They weren't trying to be like
Influencers, right.
yeah.
They weren't trying to be TikTok stars. Like they were just like old school here from the Midwest, trying to make it in Hollywood. And
Taking classes at Leslie Kahn.
yes,
Yeah.
and like having acting reels for like made up movies and
Yes.
you know what I mean. So like that was like that kind of LA that I don't think exists anymore.
That's true.
No, and that
That's
show,
true.
and I don't
Yeah.
think that maybe they did do this intentionally because I do think Bravo, I honestly do think they have perfected the reality genre
They
in
have.
a way that no one else has,
They
so
have.
maybe it was intentional. But what they did with Vanderpump is captured a moment in time and place. I mean, that is LA in 2013 in the same way that Laguna Beach did that
Yeah.
with the year 2004.
Yeah, it is fun to watch the beginning of it and be like, wow. Because you don't think of, when you think of 2013, you're like, it doesn't feel that long ago. And you watch it and you're like, oh my
It's
God,
ancient.
the fashion.
Yes.
It's like the
It's a very long
double,
time
all the
ago,
fashion, like
yeah.
the belts and the chunky, the
The
statement
boots.
necklaces. Like,
Oh, is that thick belt time?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh,
thick
okay.
belt time.
Thick belt,
Got
long
it.
Spaghetti
tank
strap, long tank top.
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tara
Home
Reid.
Depot belt.
Yeah.
Sheena's,
Yeah.
Sheena's like knee-high boots.
Ooh.
Like
Yeah.
it's a real capsule of America,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gone forever.
Yes.
But I do think that this new cast seems really unhinged, which
I
I'm like,
haven't,
that
I
gives
guess
me
I don't
hope.
know anything about them, so.
Is it just the trailer, or have they come out with the
They've-
first episode?
I don't
is
know
not
anything.
right?
No,
They-
no.
They've
it's not,
released
yeah.
like a photo of the cast.
Okay.
And they're
A pho-
they're channeling.
okay.
Okay.
I was
And I
like,
think-
it's so ironic that they're in the gayest hub of LA.
I know, and they have no gay people.
Yeah, and the one gay they had is like, other than James Kennedy, was like the like sinister guy that he was always. Remember Logan?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
yeah.
he was, which was like, okay, I like an evil gay, but they never. And then they had Billie Lee, who was their trans, and
We had Billie Lee on the
hostess.
podcast actually.
Yes.
She's cool.
She's awesome. She was
Yeah.
great, and it was really interesting to hear her perspective about everything and how they kind of. Like she was coming to it trying to be like, I'm an activist. And she was like, oh yeah, you can't do that on reality TV.
Not
Right.
only this
No.
isn't the place.
But
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
were crazy to her.
No,
Like
they
Lala
were.
Lala
Worse.
headbutted her.
I forgot.
Like Billie Lee was like I think she was the first trans cast member of like any reality TV of that era, and like on Bravo at least, and they like abused. Like she had gotten to like a fight with Lala.
Yeah.
But like that was also like why that show was so wild, because it's like this
Right,
people are
were
headbutting.
actually
well,
fighting.
that's the thing.
people.
Like, if you don't step in the ring if you don't want to get punched. You know, it's like this is why we like. I'm sorry, I'm a millennial. I like Jersey Shore. I like
Yes.
bad plastic surgery. I want to see like some real fucking shit.
Remember how good Jersey Shore was?
It was such perfect TV.
Remember when Snooki gets punched by a man?
Yes. And they
watched
put that
it.
in the.
Oh my god!
Babs, we gotta rewatch Jersey.
That
You
was-
will love
Okay,
it.
okay.
You will love
Oh,
it.
first two seasons
I'm
are
so
like
excited.
it definitely jumps the shark, but
Yeah.
first two seasons lightning in a bottle.
Yep.
Superstar.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I've been to the Jersey Shore, so you could have recorded
yeah, I grew up
anything
going there.
happening.
Yeah.
And have that
Anything.
be entertainment.
Yeah, it should have just been like, oh, we're just gonna shoot whatever happens at this mini golf course.
Yeah.
There's tons
Yeah.
of abuse.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was on the crew for seasons 1 and 2 of Jersey Shore, and she told me she worked the 12 a.m. to 12 p.m.
No.
shift. So it was her shift when they were like coming home from the bar and
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
And the
Boy.
crew's just like dead ass sober, holding all their gear, and these people would just come in and just verbally abuse them. Like, we may you have any idea how much more money we make than you?
Oh my God.
And they would just be like,
Even early on.
yeah.
Wow.
And they, well, I guess that was probably more
Yeah.
season 2, but and the crew just had to like stand there with their equipment and like.
That's Jersey. I remember like I was
It is.
I was a junior in college when that first season came out, and like it was appointment TV.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Thursday nights we assembled to watch Jersey Shore.
I will say I'm going to so last year for my boyfriend's birthday, it's like around the Pride week, first Pride weekend in WeHo, and so we went to serve for brunch for Pride, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
We like as we were leaving, we hear Good as Gold playing, and we're like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Sheen
God.
is there for the dance party, Brock is there. We just ran into all these random people, and so I'm excited because I think they'll be filming for the new season since
Oh,
they
Pride
always
is
do
their
Pride.
is
Yeah.
like their Christmas.
And like, and no one knows this trip. We just got I got reservations forever ago, so we're like gonna be there for. I'm pretty sure they'll be
oh my
filming,
god.
so I'm very excited.
Maybe I'll try to come find you.
You should, yeah. They're- it's gonna be great.
I love that like Pride is the biggest moment of that season. Of
Again,
any
and
season.
again with like
Yeah.
no queer.
No.
No.
I remember after the Orlando, the shooting at Pulse.
Oh
they-
my God.
They like made it all about them.
Yeah,
Really?
they
were
were
like,
all like
oh my
just
God.
crying. They're like, I can't go to work
Yeah, I
today.
can't go to work. I don't
Yeah.
feel safe. I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, and they're all like
Shut up.
dressed in like underwear crying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The Pride looks are always snatched, I will say. I told Babs, like, if she ever has a big wedding, it's her wedding, but like, wouldn't it be cool to have your bridesmaids wear the OG bandana dresses?
Oh, the napkin dress. Yeah, the napkin dresses.
Yeah, I mean,
you have to.
You can't wear
die.
underwear underneath
Yeah.
it or else
Music
someone will
starts
see
and
it.
bitches walk down in napkin dresses.
Also, like, remember when Kristen Doty just never worked on her shift? She would always just like be outside smoking.
Most people didn't work. It
Yeah.
was like they just got hired to be on the show. And
Yeah.
they would just be like folding a napkin
yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah. I think Katie actually worked because Katie,
Right.
Yeah, girlfriend. And it showed.
she has been. The show really wore on her. You have to watch this. This is a girl who fell through a skylight.
I would like a YouTube greatest hits. I would watch that.
You should.
I'm
And
sure
the-
there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And then-
Somebody's got to have done a list because people have done this with Housewives before, where it's like if you're starting this city, just watch this episode, and this episode.
Yeah.
There's
True.
probably one of those for Vanderpump.
Yeah.
Do you watch
it's-
Real Housewives?
No.
So you're not like a
I'm
reality.
not a
She's like
reality.
reality
I'm
TV.
not a reality.
That's,
I like.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah, I like reality shows that are about like somebody being good at a craft that they do.
Like
That's about it.
like
Like I used to watch Drag Race all the time because I like seeing people at the top of their game.
I know.
Yeah.
Forged in Fire is one of my favorite shows. The Glassblower show. Anything that's like I'm doing an art and this is the best
Or
version
like
of
old
it.
school. We love like Surreal Life. You know.
Surreal
Oh.
Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Life.
yeah. Surreal Life.
Hannah
Honestly,
Dickinson.
the last season of Surreal Life has Arquette What
Oh,
Alexis?
Rosanna. No, that's what we were
Alexis.
saying.
Who
Alexis.
passed away.
No, Alexis.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a cast member in the last season, and it's right before she has surgery, and it is a deeply
Moving.
no. She comes in. Is a deeply problematic season from her the entire time, and you would never have that on television now.
Oh no.
Right.
It's such good TV that you're like, oh, this is before any of the like bullshit has been put on this. She comes in and she's just like, who wants to fuck me for the last time? Like she's just
Incredible.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Honestly,
She was major.
yeah, it is such a good season of television. It's fucking.
It's like
perfect.
impossible to find anywhere.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really hard.
They've erased it from history.
Yeah,
Me and Adam always do the Vern Troyer noise at each other. When he's drunk, he goes, Aaron. We always
Oh my god, that was so. He's like, and
he's
everyone.
just wasted
little
on his
scooter.
scooter kissing.
I know, and they like carry him to bed.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was. Remember when Omarosa tells Janet Sigurdsson she's a terrible mother?
Yeah.
And Janet Sigurdsson crawls out the kitchen window and like escapes Mulholland Drive style down the Hollywood Hill.
see, bring this
That's
shit
so
back.
good.
Omarosa
Yeah.
was
That's
so
what I wanna
good.
You
see.
take the guardrails back off. I mean, everybody's
Yes.
so worried about being sued.
Yes.
And
They're self-editing, and that's why
Yes,
like
yes.
that's why like the new Real Housewives franchise got fully canceled, which is so like insane to me because that was the second. That was other than OC. That was the first.
Did they have one season and cancel it or something?
They had 2 seasons of
Oh.
this completely new cast, like
I see.
rebooted, and they were lame.
they were really boring.
Where was it supposed to be? That was OC too, or
No, that was in New York.
York.
But they
Oh,
brought
okay.
in.
They
They
had
got
a Scientologist and the former head
Whoa.
of J. Crew, and it still wasn't interesting.
Jenna Lyon's a cool, chic lesbian,
Yeah,
power
yeah.
lesbian, who just like for some reason she didn't translate, and it's because they're afraid of like what everyone on Twitter is gonna say and like what Reddit's gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
And the Bravo
There you go.
fandom is like very powerful, and
Yeah.
they're self-editing in their heads, and they're not off the cuff like Ramona Singer, who's like god awful racist,
Yeah.
but like. And Sonia and Dorinda, like they were just like drunks, and like we don't get that anymore.
It was nice. I mean, I think we're getting it a little bit. Okay, 2 things. Number 1, Ramona. So I was at the Hamptons 2 summers ago to brag. Thank you.
Yeah.
And whilst in the Hamptons, I was invited to the fanciest brunch place I have ever been to in my fucking life.
Oh my god.
This place is where people on yachts in the Hamptons. I'm gonna just keep saying the Hamptons. They dock their yachts, and then they all come in and have these like
Oh, that's
rich people
powerful.
brunches. I like the people watcher. in me.
Boating.
Woo! I was
Yeah.
just like the outfits, and so couple of things that I people watched there. Number 1, there was a guy there who was dressed really well in like a nice, well-cut suit. He was there with 2 FBI who were guarding him.
Whoa.
The FBI were like
Oh.
casually moving throughout this fancy restaurant the entire time, and this man was going from table to table.
Like Secret Service.
Yes.
How do
And
you
the-
know it was Secret Service? and
It
not
was.
just like
They had shit on that said
Who
FBI.
was he? Was he a politician?
We were Googling. We were like trying to figure out like low-key who he was. And like it had to be something in government, but he's going from table to table. I saw multiple rich people thank this individual dead ass and invite him to come sit down at their tables.
what the fuck?
The final rich person that he hung out with.
Ramona Singer?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I'm fucking serious.
Holy shit. Thank you so much for your service. Is that her? Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
It's very
That's
funny.
some Illuminati shit.
I know. It was like I
but like not undercover at all.
yeah.
no.
I know.
It felt like when I
Thank
got
you.
to go backstage at Disneyland. I was like, this is what they do.
Yeah. Well, what do they do?
They just eat like nice cheese plates, and there was music playing, and
But
they
just have an FBI.
They just have an FBI. I mean, the FBI. Nobody else was like I was the only I think normie there who was like, "That's weird. There's an FBI," but they were like, "Yeah, FBI's here." Like whatever, like.
Oh, like crimes, how chic. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
It's also very funny not knowing anybody you guys are talking about for the last 20 minutes because I keep thinking that you're talking about people from your high schools that I don't know. Because
Basically.
you keep saying full names
I
as if
know.
they are high school names,
It
and
is
I
very-
really do love that.
It is very LA to be in a social setting with someone you kind of just met and they start talking about people as if you know them.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Right.
And I'm just like, yeah, totally.
yeah.
Well, it's jarring because I don't know how like your name and face recall is, but like I'm full. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
when people
Yeah.
are like, "Yeah, so and so," I'm like, "Am I supposed to know that person because I'm supposed to know them, or like because?"
I have good memory.
Oh, that's nice.
I have
No
really
big
good memory.
deal.
Wow.
But I find as I'm getting older, my brain is filling up. My cup is runneth over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
not-
too many.
Yeah.
Well, working in entertainment, I think we also like meet more than like a healthy amount of
100%.
people.
Yeah.
They say your community is only supposed to be like, I think the number's like 250 people or something.
Right.
We're way over that.
Yeah, and you guys are all comedians, so you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're meeting like a million people.
Unfortunately, about 200 of those are open micers that are mentally ill.
Right.
My brain is just like, can we just purge?
Yeah.
I
This
did.
chunk?
I was saying I did my first bringer show out of 15 years of
Oh,
doing comedy.
no.
Oh my
the
God,
other
how
day.
did that go?
Well, so like I've never done, bringer shows where you're supposed to bring X amount of people and then you
Yeah.
might
Yeah.
get paid or you might get more stage time. I just said yes because I had to be somewhere at 11 p.m. that night, and it was like
Smart.
I was like, okay, fine. There's something at 8. I'll be there. I'm not gonna bring a single human, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go. It was fucking batshit insane.
Of course.
The guy gathers us backstage first. And I'm like on my phone because I was gonna record like what he said because I was like, I want to see what the fuck this is. He's like, will you not be on your phone, please, while I'm speaking?
Like a
I
child.
scolded.
What was he giving? Like a pep talk?
He was just telling us like about the light. I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, I can listen to you and look at things at the same time.
You said
Thanks.
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so it was just insane. It was I just went backstage. It was like improv vibes. I've never seen a single person back here in my life, of course. And they were all nice. And then, of course, I had a few drinks and I was being way too encouraging.
I love that.
So there was one girl who I felt really bad for her. She didn't do that great. It was her literal first set ever.
Yeah.
And so she did fine. She talked about Elon Musk having diarrhea the whole time. Sure.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's a fun set.
Fine.
Yeah.
And I came up to her afterwards and I was like, hey, good job. And she was just like, oh, it was my first time. I was like, honestly, that was good for you. It's hard. I was like, it's just about doing it. And she was like, well, he gave me a minute less that he cut me off. And I'm like, you can't cut someone off in their first set ever, dude. Let them do
Oh,
the whole.
that's weird.
So she was like, I wasn't prepared. I had something
Because
to
your
end
first
with.
stand-up set, I remember I memorized mine to the
It's-
point of
Yes.
us staying in
Totally.
the shower.
It's a
Exactly.
monologue.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
No, totally. You
Yeah.
had it down.
Yeah.
I remember going because I came to LA in 2013 with Eli Uden, remember?
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
remember Barb drove us to because you guys did a show together.
Yeah.
And I remember driving in your car to Westwood. Remember that? I'm just having this random
yeah.
memory of
To the
Oh my
Bru-
gosh,
to Bruco?
yeah, and you
Oh
and
my
Eli were on the
God.
show together.
Oh, that's so.
You were so
funny.
nice.
That's so classic.
I know. I remember. Yeah, we didn't when I was in New York. Didn't we go to a taping of something together?
Yeah.
What did we go to? I don't remember what it
We
was.
went to
It was late night or something.
no, it was someone's new show. I remember wasn't Emily Heller the warm up
Yeah.
girl?
Oh yeah. I have no idea what it was though.
Yeah.
Was it Kamal Bell?
Yeah, she was the warm-up for Kamau Bell, I think.
Oh, it was.
Oh, that's what it
Yeah.
was. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
I met you. Yeah, that was so fun. I haven't
was
seen you
like,
since
who would she
then.
do
I know.
warm-up for?
Probably.
That's
Yeah. That's
crazy.
crazy.
The first time, but Carey, I met you the first time at our St. Patrick's Day parade.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
Yes. You, because we started at my house, and I have a memory of meeting
Oh
you
my
and talking to you.
God.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the hill.
Yes.
Yeah, we did a parade down
Wow. Wait, I'm having okay. Because I was 23 or 24.
Yeah,
and
I don't think you had moved here yet.
no, I was still in New York. We
Yeah.
were we did that Tilda Swinton account, and we got meetings out of it. And so we were here for generals. Nothing came of it. But I was so nervous to be at your house because you guys were the cool kids. And then you had me in your show. I went on stage. Remember? It was really late at night.
Because
Yeah.
it was St. Patrick's
It was
Day
our-
late at night, and so we
yeah.
were like, "How are we gonna get people to an 11 p.m. show on St. Patrick's Day? We'll have a parade."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
What did we have you do in the show? I don't remember.
You had me and Eli and someone else. Was it Josh Androsky?
Maybe.
Yes.
Just,
it was
walk-
definitely Androsky.
Walk behind you wearing sheets.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
or we were wearing like cloaks or something. It was fun. I was wow, I'm in comedy. Because I was I tried stand up I did stand up very few times in New York. I'm not a stand up comedian, but I do perform. So I'm a performer. But I was sort of in trying to see if I was going to fit into that scene, and I just wasn't. It wasn't my thing. But you guys were all really nice.
Yeah, that was
You guys were,
fun.
like,
Yeah,
cool-
we
you guys
used
were
to
like the
do,
cool girls.
Aw, thank you.
That was like
Yeah.
the golden
The
days
actual
of
fun.
Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
I
so
think
great.
you were like an OG person that I was really funny on Twitter, like back when it was just like jokes.
Remember it when it like was cool and actually helped you with your career?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like a
and,
fucking
like,
cesspool of
Not
awfulness.
and like there weren't like Nazis.
Yeah,
and
that was
Yeah.
cool.
being,
Or
like-
there might have
There
been,
were-
but they
there
actually
were.
like
there were,
got rid of
they
it.
were hidden.
But remember,
Yeah.
like remember there was a period where like every big Twitter person was like discovered to being like a creepy like pastor.
Yes.
Remember that one guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was all these like people being like discovered. It was like a real.
Yeah.
It was kind of wild west back then, and like and you could sort of just be like, I'm a comedian,
Right.
Yeah.
and then you're like also no, you're like a scammer or like
Mm-hmm.
that was weird.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
everyone,
Real
it was
canary
kind
in
of
the
like the
coal
early,
mine
I
for
feel old
today.
as fuck right now, but like I was in the early scene on YouTube as well. And like that was like, there was only literally 20 people. Like I remember being on a shoot with my friend Liam who did the Kelly Shoes videos.
Oh.
Right.
He
And
is. I'm gonna get emotional. He literally, he changed an entire generation of gay comedians,
Yes,
like
totally.
gay comedy writers, and like just
yeah.
he influenced all of us.
Mm-hmm.
That video like is in my like psyche.
Yes,
It was such
totally.
an earworm, and it was like so like you either get why this is fucking hilarious or you don't.
For me, it was like him and Drew Droege were like the
Yes.
like for in the millennial gay like trying to be comedian or like getting
Yes,
into comedy.
yes,
Like they were
totally.
the like benchmark.
I can
Yeah.
see that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But like anyway, I remember being on a shoot with like it was like him, and then do you remember like the Miss South Carolina video?
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah.
You'd be like eating Twizzlers with like them, like the Fine Brothers. Like it
random.
was like, but nobody had any money. It was literally just like the same 10 people, and you'd be in each other's videos and shit.
That's
and
so
like
crazy.
that's how early Twitter felt though too. Like it was
Right,
just
right.
this
Yeah.
ragtag group of like I guess we're the first people on this app.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I was like I'd graduated college and was living with my parents in New Jersey, and I was like,
my
I guess
God.
I'm funny.
Yeah.
I guess I'll tweet.
We all
Let's
got to be
see.
Tig Notaro for a
Yeah.
day.
Oh my God, that was so. That was.
Oh
That
my
was
God!
weird.
Holy
It
shit!
was.
Okay, kids.
I'm
back
sorry.
in the day,
Okay,
everyone.
Dead ass.
Can
Are
is
we
this
sure
okay to
that's
talk
not
about?
Still happening?
Yeah,
Are we sure
I
it's
think
not
so.
still happening?
I don't know.
Wait, what? What do you say?
But I think
Is
it's
this
okay.
we're allowed to talk about this?
Are
right?
Yes,
we?
of
yeah.
course.
I no. I'm like I like am afraid. Sometimes I get really afraid of like the state. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big Tig is listening.
that was kind of insane.
So, like, I don't know. We should
Oh,
explain
man.
if people don't know, but
Yes.
but Tig Notaro's Twitter account was a different comedian every day. With
she was like, I don't want to.
it used to be
I'm
weekly, and then went down to like every day.
Every
Didn't you-
day.
It was a stressful. It was like a friend would. It was kind of funny because like a friend would give you Tig's account, so it
Yeah.
was just like.
Yeah.
You remember in like second grade when your class had like a class stuffed animal, and then it was just
Yes!
like,
Yeah. But you'd plan out like, okay, I'm going to give it to you, but you have to give it to them because I don't want to make anybody mad. So you'd have to plan the
Yeah.
next like 3 or 4 moves
and
of
you
the
would plan
Tig
out.
account.
You go through and be like, okay, I'm gonna do my banger tweets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then you're like, but then she's gonna get credit for my tweet. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Tommy Bahama to give a free chair away to a follower. That's what I did with
That's
the power,
genius. How did
you
power
do
of
that?
Tig. I had them like send in like their best new Margaritaville line to the song. I was like,
Oh my God.
I was like, and I'm gonna get Tommy Bahama to give you a chair, and I hadn't confirmed that with Tommy Bahama.
Oh
but
my
I was
God.
like, let's see what the power of Tig can do. and Tommy Bahama tagged in, and they were like, yeah, we'll do that. And
Oh,
they
that's
sent a
amazing.
chair.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, oh fuck, this is what like true power
Yeah.
Yeah.
feels.
yeah, we could actually get free
You were
shit.
a populist that day.
Oh, I was. I was. Tommy Bahama for all.
Yeah.
And like how many followers did this account have? Because I think it was like
It
there's
was like 60,000 or something.
yeah,
It was
it, was
definitely
like,
like
it wasn't that
adorable.
much.
But that
Mother's
was like.
Day,
But I
yeah.
remember it was like when you got the DM.
I know you're being chosen.
Yeah.
Plucked.
Oh my God! Like it was, and you got the passcode that at like
Mm-hmm.
midnight.
Yeah.
You were like,
And it was
But
like stressful. It was like that high school assignment where you have to watch a baby.
Yeah.
Like
No, it was-
you'd be
I
at
have
shows.
had to be
responsibility over
delicate.
Tig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching.
But looking back, it's like very bizarre.
Well,
And
then,
so
because then also
inside
you'd
baseball.
like
Yes.
retweet your own tweets, or like it was
Yeah.
like there were politics about like, okay, do you retweet yourself, or you know, to get
Yeah.
I
And there were-
always did.
Of course, come on.
And there were days when there was like oh my God, it's so, people listening are like, what are they talking about? but there was like this era where it was like, kindness is like, there was a day where someone would be, I'm like humiliated even talking about it.
Yeah.
There were days where someone would be chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone would like say nice things about them and like retweet
Oh,
them.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My God.
It used
Which
to
is
be
like
about the
very
community.
nice, which is like very
Yeah.
nice, but also like it felt very like Make-A-Wish a little.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it
Pearls
was
of
like,
It would be
comedy,
like someone
yeah.
that people want, like we all collectively like this person deserves more followers, and like so we're gonna show everyone how funny they are. And
it's like it's
Yeah.
nice,
So
but it's like
cringy.
so like Obama years.
Oh,
Yeah.
extremely
You know,
Obama.
Pre the
years.
fall.
Very hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope
yeah.
core.
Hope for
Yes.
kindness punks, as Gaga would say.
Yes. Yeah.
We were all kindness punks. On
We were.
Oh God, I
Twitter.com.
miss Hope Corps.
Yeah.
Being born this way. And
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
Remember,
Yeah.
we all rallied around Dave Ross to get him 1,000 followers.
yeah.
500.
500. 500 followers, and he would go naked on stage at the Silver Lake Lounge.
Yeah.
Did he do it?
Yeah,
Nice.
he did. He did.
Yeah.
But we all
Good for
helped
him.
make that happen.
Yeah.
Got to get that 500.
I'll say, and I won't say, he who will not be named, but
Mhm.
there was like an era where like someone would be rounding up tweets to go on Ellen.
Mhm.
Do you remember that?
Mhm.
I
Do you know what I'm talking
remember,
about?
I remember mine got up there on Ellen, and they misspelled my like at on it. So I was like,
You
no.
got nothing.
I was like, thanks.
That was so.
I had one go
That's
on Ellen
cool.
too, and I'm trying to remember which one. And it was like a big deal.
I never
It
got
was a
on.
big deal.
No, neither did I.
It wasn't on.
Damn.
And
That was like
just
a credit.
Ellen.
It was like a credit.
Fire the show back
Post,
up. Fire
like my
back
tweet
up.
featured in HuffPost.
I have.
SNL contributor. What the fuck did that mean? What did that mean? Writer for SNL. Really? Oh my God.
The internet used to be adorable.
It was cute.
Yeah.
I should go back in there and get my old tweets though, because I just left that site. Like those
Yeah.
like when they discover a French apartment that still has all the furniture and everything. I feel like that's my Twitter account because I kind of just left and never looked back.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm
Same.
still on it.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's
I like
okay.
am logged
I
in,
peek
but I
around.
haven't tweeted, and I don't ever like. write
Yeah.
anything.
I very joylessly post to Threads, Blue Sky, and Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I
it's joyless.
I got banned for 6 months from Twitter when Elon took over because
Yeah.
I just tweeted I said like if it was during the summer and everyone was in Europe and I said if you're not in Italy right now you should kill yourself.
Yeah.
And I got
That's hilarious.
banned.
Jesus Christ.
And I was and then I was like, wait, this is insane. So then someone messaged me and was like, if you email Twitter and say that you were canceled by the woke police, then you'll get your account back. Or like if you
Yeah.
canceled by the woke mob.
Yeah.
And so I was canceled by like people who don't have a sense of humor because
Yeah.
he really takes comedy seriously.
Totally free speech comedy.
Immediately unbanned.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I
Oh
was like,
my
this is
God.
pathetic.
God.
Whoa.
But I'm pathetic.
It's none of our faults.
Yeah.
I will say you are one of the few joyous places on the internet for me.
Really?
I really
Yeah.
love your videos.
Wow.
Yeah, your videos are great.
That's all I
They
have.
Make me laugh so much
Thank
every
you.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's like you just gotta. I don't know. It's so bad on there, but I just want to post stuff that I think is like funny. So I just like talk to myself in my apartment and.
No, and I love your videos. Like, do you come up with them like the day of or like?
Yeah, I just like I'll see like something cringe that someone. I usually always want to like make fun of someone who's like punch up.
Yeah.
So if like someone like a celebrity or like Elon or someone just said something.
They're all saying batshit and stuff all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
there's a lot of content for you to
Yeah, and I,
Yeah.
go
like
off of.
yeah, and there's like a video of Elon at some right after the election where he was like legalize comedy.
Oh right,
Oh,
yes.
that video.
While wearing sunglasses, and I was like, this man is on K.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
like So I was like, how could I make this like kind of scary? Which
Right,
is
right.
scary, but
Yeah.
like the haunting sound of like
Mhm.
yeah. So it's usually like the day of.
I love it.
It's just, I'm impressed with your turnaround and your ability to kind of synthesize that into something.
It's
Well-
often
And then actually
how I
execute it.
find out about a pop
No,
culture
yeah,
thing.
same.
Is through, I'm like, oh, that's something to know about. Okay, great.
I'm
You're
your
informed.
You
I'm
honestly
Connie
are.
Chung.
You
Yeah.
kind of are for me.
Breaking news. I'm glad. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just like there's so much happening every day.
It's a lot.
It scares me how numb I feel.
Yeah.
I
Right?
know, because at least, I mean, we're talking about this golden age of Twitter, and I was telling them, like, recently, I used to get, like, at least a high from something doing well. Now I feel nothing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Great.
But then like sometimes like I did a video recently where I was like before Blue Origin, Katy Perry was talking about space and like physics and space string theory, which I don't really even know about. But
No.
it was like anyone being asked about something they don't really know about and like
Right.
bullshitting, and
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny, so I reacted to it where I was like listening to someone, like active listening to someone, like where I look stupid too, and it went like crazy, like millions of views, and like, but then the comments started like really laying
That's
into
right.
her,
Yeah.
Right.
and I was like, I don't
Not-
really hate Katy, like,
Yeah.
and people were like, she's a fucking idiot bitch, and I was just like. And then I was like, I want to delete this now because
Yeah.
it's not fun anymore. I wasn't doing this to like eviscerate a woman.
Yeah.
Or like,
Right.
I just thought she sounded like an idiot in this
Yeah.
moment.
And she did.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
just like a famous person. And it's
Yeah.
funny. And it was just like a human moment. Like we all sound like that sometimes. And it's not fun anymore because something that it starts out funny, everyone's haha, and then it gets like, people just like being so mean.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
turned the comments off because I was like, I don't want to
Yeah.
see your
It
weird.
always gets toxic. It's so gross.
Always. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, I think like it's given the current state, like you can't, I don't know. I don't think you can really laugh at women unless you actually also like women.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
And I do like
totally.
women.
I know.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Like there's so many people on
Yeah.
the internet that don't, that anytime you
Yes,
release something
yes.
like that, it just exposes it to this whole swath of people. It's like, oh, this is just hateful.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
like, sometimes I forget. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm making fun of like just like a multimillionaire
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
like being bullshitting.
No,
but then I
it's- yeah.
forget like, oh no, it's like she's
Right.
a
You're
woman.
like, you're tapping into all these people are like, yeah, fuck
Yeah,
her.
and then I'm
it's
like, no, I'm not. And then I'm like, no, I'm not.
Like,
I'm
I
not
don't
like
want
you.
that. I don't
I'm
want
not,
that.
I'm not you.
No,
and then I'm
no.
like, maybe I am. Like, do I have like, is this my internalized misogyny? Like, am I like, you know what I mean? So then I start questioning myself, and then I'm like, I'm gonna turn the comments off.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
like, I don't hate Katy Perry.
It can only go poorly. I
Yeah.
don't hate Katy Perry either, but I'm having a lot of fun laughing at her.
She's an
Yeah. She's an
Especially
idiot.
after seeing Beyonce.
Fine.
Like I was laughing at that concert footage seeing
Oh my
Cowboy
Oh
Carter
my god.
Yeah.
post like every video that's clowning.
Or
on
like
that girl.
Gaga.
I know,
Like
oh
you're
God.
just like her set at
Honey.
Coachella, and then you're like, you feel almost. I was thinking about Katy Perry's like the most human pop star we have.
Yeah.
She is.
Because she's like, she had her run where it was like every song was a banger,
Yeah.
and like we'll always have that.
Yeah.
But she just can't catch a break. But
Yeah,
she does it
she's-
to herself.
She's
It's
kind of
like
Michael
very
Scott.
J-Lo too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they're
J-Lo. Why does it J-Lo?
I think
J-Lo
J-Lo's
doesn't have a sense of humor about herself,
Right.
but she kind of seems like she does. Whereas Katy Perry seems like really self-serious.
Well,
Right?
J-Lo
Like,
never married Russell Brand.
yeah.
also that.
True. But Katy Perry, it's like she has a sense of humor, but it's not authentic, and she's secretly really like I went to the Brat concert, the Brat tour, and Katy Perry we were up in the stands, and she was standing like 10 feet away from us behind like, and I was like, who's this woman? Because I couldn't recognize her because there were all these bouncers, and I was like, and I realized it was Katy, and she was filming Charlie the whole time.
Oh,
And it almost felt like she was, because Charlie, did you see Brat?
no.
She's just like, she's on stage alone, and just like, it's like Cher. Like,
Okay.
you're just like, she
Okay.
just has
Love
that,
it.
she has megawatt star power.
Yeah.
And she's just writhing on the ground.
Oh,
like,
yes.
and she doesn't even have to do anything that much. And you could see Katy filming it, and I was like,
Oh.
oh my, and I just had this flash of her being like, getting ideas,
Yeah.
you know? And it made me kind of like her.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, like, I do like her.
Yeah.
Like, the space thing was obviously like
was
unnecessary,
insane.
you know.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
like, is that not, if we're talking about good TV and good spectacle, let's be honest, is there not something there? We can all agree there was something very funny about the most cringe pop
course.
star going
Of
on
course,
a
and we're talking
fake
about
feminist
it.
trip to space.
Yeah.
And I dare I say this is controversial, but is this Katy Perry's best, most important era right now?
You
well,
might be right.
Sees what happens.
I mean-
Sees what happens comes after is also, you know.
Yeah.
What does she do next? I think is the big question.
I don't think there's gonna be. I think this is the big blowout.
Mhm.
It's crazy to like with Gail King.
Yeah.
Like my friend one time, right after having my friend Hase was like, she had a good 30. She had a 30 years of perfection.
She did.
Yeah.
I always
No.
said I would rather be Gail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like she was like no public, just beloved for like decades, and then one decision, and she's sweating for the first time, and she's being like, well, we went to, we were retracing John Alan Shepard's, and did you go to space? And like and it was the first time I ever saw Gail being like facing kind of backlash, and I was like, why did you do it, Gail?
I know.
You had it all.
Doesn't it feel related? I don't know. As a millennial, I know I was just talking to my sister about this, but like we've had to like the Oprah reckoning has been real. Like I've really had to confront how toxic Oprah is as a person. Like what she has wrought on our culture.
She's bad.
Is unforgivable.
It's kind of crazy, right?
And
she kind of is
right
part of a lot of the problem.
Yeah.
And I drank the Oprah Kool-Aid.
Oh, me too.
I mean,
I still kind of do.
I still do too, and I'll never be able to fully extricate it.
No, I watch it every day after school with my mom.
Yes.
Yeah, I think if it was part of your everyday life, it wasn't for me,
wasn't
so
for
I
me
don't
either,
have that. Yeah.
It's
Your,
like chicken.
your parents weren't fucking with Oprah?
No, they weren't. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Touched
Your
by
parents
an
watch Oprah?
Angel. No, my mom watched
Touched
Touched by an Angel. It's the only TV show
Was
she
that an
watched.
angel named Tess?
Yeah.
Roma Downey, right?
Yeah, Roma Downey. That show is actually crazy if you go back
That
and watch
show's
it.
batshit insane.
Their
I never
9/11
watched.
episode
No.
is a
Oh
Christmas
my
episode.
God. Stop.
Yes.
What happens in it?
How was the 9/11 episode?
Did she go to 9/11?
No, they do go to 9/11, but it's about a radio DJ who lost somebody, and it's just like him working through. But he's like a zoo crew guy.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
God.
there is
Oh
an
my God.
episode about
Oh, yeah.
Abraham Lincoln,
Stop.
and it's them going back as angels and like kind of trying to stop John Wilkes Booth, but like not really.
Wait, is this like Quantum Leap with angels?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
There's a full
Yes.
blackface episode.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Yes,
dude.
there's an
No.
angel in blackface episode.
You should go read the synopsises on IMDb of Touched by an Angel episodes. It is shocking.
One of those guys,
It's
I can't remember his
truly
name, but the guy who
insane.
does he covers a lot of like crazy episodes of TV. He'll do Touched by an Angel sometimes.
Yeah.
Holy
It's,
shit.
No, it is a wild show.
I always got that and Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman mixed up.
They're
Oh,
a
yeah.
similar vibe.
Same time slot.
And
I
the
think.
women kind
feel
of look
Christian-y.
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they're
Northern
similar.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Oh, Northern
I think Roma
Exposure.
Downey's like a hardcore conservative.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I think
I
Touched by an
remember-
Angel that feels very.
Well, Touched by an
like,
Angel
yeah.
was shot in
outright
Salt
coded.
Lake, where I grew up, and so like
Oh,
people
okay.
it was like a big deal to get on, like background on Touched by
I
an
don't think I knew
Angel.
that you were from Salt Lake.
Yeah.
I went
The
there.
SVU of Salt Lake. I love that.
Our podcast did a show there because we were like, oh, we cover the Real Housewives of Salt Lake, which
Oh,
is like
right.
so good.
Did you go to
Yeah.
Beauty Lab Plus Labor?
No, but we saw it's on the way from the airport. There's a giant billboard for
Oh
it.
yeah, there is. Yeah.
It's
It's like life is short. Get the lips. That's their.
Yeah, but I
billboard.
was like amazed by Salt Lake.
It's great. Yeah.
But
it's a great space.
It was also one of the craziest shows we ever did.
Where did you do it?
Oh, I forget, but the crowd was lit.
yeah.
They go hard.
They were wild.
It's like
Yeah.
there's not that much to do, so you get pretty excited when something happens.
Yeah.
Well,
Were you
there's
raised
also-
Mormon?
No. But just around them.
Yeah.
I was like cult adjacent.
Are you watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I try. It has the same thing for me with the other stuff where I'm like, I feel like you guys are just trying to be on a reality show, and I
Are
just
you
I'm not
watching it?
super
Because I've seen
into
people
it.
popping off about it.
I watched season 1. I haven't watched this new season. Have you ever watched it?
Mm-mm.
It's like it's like about it was all these TikTok Mormon moms who
Okay.
one of them exposed that like some of them were swinging with each other basically, and that blew up, and then they made a reality show based on like this group of women.
Are they polygamous, or they're all like they have
No,
their
they
own
just-
little
they
families?
They
just-
fucking each other.
Some of them were
Yeah,
just
they
fucking
were like
each other.
they were like
yeah.
couple
Oh.
swapping.
Yeah, they were
I
they were
see.
swapping like partners. And so they I don't know. I don't really like the main chick is so toxic. I was like,
I
eh.
know. Episode 1 of the first season, there's like a domestic violence thing where there's like body cam footage, of her, and she's the
Oh,
abuser.
Wow.
She's problematic.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
I was like, I just didn't. I don't know.
But I think
It
he
didn't get
abused
me.
her too.
Yeah, no, he seems.
I think they were
she
abusing-
It doesn't seem like a good
Seems like a
situation
bad
in any way.
situation all
I
around.
don't know. I might still like it because I do really like Mormon stuff.
Did you
Yeah.
watch the Ruby Frankie?
Ruby Frankie, I watched that shit. That shit's wild. This is like a mom who,
She's a mom blogger.
yeah. What happened? She basically like got in with this really intense other woman,
Who was,
and
like, a
who I
deeply
think they
closeted
were.
lesbian.
Yeah, they were like hooking up secretly, but basically abused her kids. She would like send them out into the sun, like working all day and without water,
Oh,
and then
wow.
one of her kids showed up at a neighbor's house and was like, "Save me," and they'd been like chained up.
Oh God.
She was like this
Yeah.
beautiful Mormon woman who like they like the older woman that she hooks up with is like a therapist
Yeah.
who claims that she's possessed by demons and that she needs nightly massages to exorcise the demons. So like they were like, the daughter came in one day into the room and saw like oils everywhere. It was just like, what's happening?
And like she like convinced her to make her husband move out, and
yeah,
then so
and he
then
did.
there's all these. So she was like a TikTok, or whatever YouTuber, and so there's a lot of videos of her just being kind of like insane with her kids and too strict, and them being like, like you don't get to eat today because of this, shit like that. Where you're like, it's not.
She made her son sleep in a beanbag for a year.
Yeah,
For a year?
Oh no.
not great.
Her like teenage son, and he's.
Oh my God. And are these children like on the show? I don't like when they put the kids
No,
like.
Well,
that's
they were in
very-
her. She was the biggest family vlogger for like a period, and like was kind of, she saw it as like missionary work. Like she was kind of espousing Mormon.
You can
ideals.
tell when you watch her,
Right.
she's got that thing in her eye that's just like, ugh.
Imagine
Yeah.
being like a PA on the show and being like, I'll just take the coffee. Where does the child on the beanbag want anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I mean, it was like her filming herself. It was just
Oh,
all family
it's like
vlogs. So it
found
was
footage.
all.
Okay, got it.
But-
it's
But
all
she
like.
referred to her kids as her employees.
Oh my God. Yeah, just something wrong when you look in
Yikes.
her eyes.
Oh man.
But the good news is her daughter, who's like in her 20s, is now like leading a charge, trying to get a bill signed that will ban family YouTubing.
Good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That would be
it's cool
huge.
as hell.
It should be
Can't
That's
stopped.
not
Yeah.
regulated enough. Like this
No,
whole,
it's
like
not.
this
It's-
whole cottage industry of like kid influencers and shit. Talk about. I mean, I'm really
Oh.
concerned about all of that. Like none of these little kids are consenting
No.
to this
No,
shit.
no,
No.
no. Well, and it's like that also just like the lack of consenting to any of that stuff. Also, you've just blurred lines in every different part of their life too. So
Yes,
it's like
yeah.
you don't know how to consent to anything at that point.
No, and they sexualize them.
Yeah.
It's really fucked up.
No, it's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I'm glad the daughter's doing that. 'Cause,
something
yeah,
good
they
came
definitely
out of
need some
that.
regulations
That's
for
good.
that
That's
shit.
good.
Okay, should we do lady problems?
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's get
Do you
into
wanna cue
it. If you have lady problems, you can send them to us at ladytoladycomedy@gmail.com or give us a call at 323-6BUT30. BUTT30.
Hey, ladies. All right, so I've got a lady problem that is also a dog problem. My husband and I moved into a new house in, like, July, and we love our spot. We love our neighbors. There's a little, like, dog park in our neighborhood that everyone brings their dogs to, like, at sunset. It's really cute. It's been a really great way to build community. But here's my problem. I know the dogs' names. I know all of the dog names, but I do not know all of the people names associated with their dogs. And what makes this even worse is because we moved there, everyone learned our names. And like people refer to me by my name and my husband by his name, and I feel so bad
Yeah.
that, like, I know Simba and I know, Boba, but I don't know who the people are who are associated with their cute dogs. So how do I slyly learn people's names or get the name again now that it's been way too long to ask them, hey, excuse me, what's your name again?
Oh God.
Very open to creative responses. Oh, and another important detail, there is a WhatsApp group for the dog park. So I do have a little bit of an insight as there are some names, but they rarely post about their own dog. So, like, I have some names.
Okay.
They're not
Okay.
clear which person they belong to.
That we can figure
I'm
out.
hoping that might be my way in, but I haven't figured it out yet. All right. I love you guys so much. Hope you can help. Hope you're having a wonderful day.
We can all identify with this.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
she said they know my name and I don't know theirs, I was like, my worst nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
I have two suggestions, and I feel like I have like a booger. Sorry.
You're fine.
I have two suggestions. I think I'm always like just flat out be like, can I just get everyone's names?
Mhm.
Just you're new, you have an excuse.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Period.
she feels like it's been too long. Like I get that
True.
where you're like, it's past the point.
I
Yeah.
do like being like, hey, can I give you my number? And then you text me.
Yeah, or like put me in a group chat, and then can everyone just say their
Say your
names in this
name.
and like who your
They're
dog
like, hey,
is?
it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the WhatsApp. Okay, well, so you got something with the WhatsApp group here, which means you have a lot of their numbers.
Yeah.
Do searches for their numbers and
Yeah.
their name and find all the shit's online. I
It
did this
is.
recently because I got added to like a neighborhood dinner thing, email. And so I got sent this, I think I might have talked about this, but I got sent this like, it's at, Ruby and Matt's house. And I was like, I looked up the address and I'm like, oh, okay, I know, I recognize that guy, but like
Right.
I never see a woman with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, who? And then I'm like, oh, Ruby's the dog. I realized that Ruby was the dog. But then I knew who it was because I had his address and I just Googled it and I realized like I put 2 and 2 together. So if you have their phone numbers and a name, you can honestly
More than enough.
see a lot. You can find out
Yeah,
a
for
lot
sure.
through process of
Yeah.
elimination.
Yeah, and
who's
don't
who.
forget Instagram. You can use the
Yes.
names to go into Instagram, get an ID, check a visual, put the
That's
face.
good.
Yeah.
And even if you find 1 or 2 of those people, odds are those other people are following them. So you can
Yes.
go
Yeah.
to their followers,
Yes.
look up a name, find who's who.
Yeah.
You can definitely do some research.
Does everyone not stalk? I mean,
Oh, I suck.
Oh, I'm.
Yeah, who is
You know
stalking?
what I do before I go? Sometimes before I go into a place, and I'm like, "What is this person's name?" I'll like look it up on,
Yeah.
Just try to
Instagram
find them
first.
again.
yeah.
I would print out you could also print out like a cheat sheet and like bind it, laminate it,
Yeah.
Yes.
study it.
Yes.
Absolutely. You can also use these people against each other is the wrong word, but you can be like,
"Yes,
Simba's mom, what's her name again?
that's a good idea. Ask other people."
Yeah, ask other people, get the cross, because then also you might find out if other people don't know each other's names too.
Yeah.
And that might make you feel less alone as well.
Or bring someone you've never brought before and introduce them.
Oh, that's a good
Yes.
idea.
This is
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
be like, pretend your friend is your sibling.
Yeah.
Be like, this is my sister visiting from.
Wait, why do you need to pretend?
No, an air of
make it like
mystery.
elaborate.
Backstory.
A little
Yeah.
intrigue.
Because I feel like a sibling will make them feel more urgency. Like,
Yes.
okay, this
Right.
person is like blood related to this person I see like every
I
day.
have to tell them my name,
must tell them
otherwise
my
I will
name.
not
Yeah,
say
yeah,
my
yeah.
name.
I know. I always like. I'm just trying to figure out like a more like what's a fun like
A fun game. You
recon
Totally.
game.
The backstory.
Well, and I think also instill in that person that it's their solemn duty to get these names for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, be like, you're here and I will buy you lunch, but it's your job to figure out who the fuck these people are.
Yeah.
Another idea that I just had. What if we have some kind of an event?
Mhm.
Red Solo cups, Sharpie, shablam.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's nice.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer pong game.
Yes.
Beer pong
game.
game. All we
You
need
get
is
your own cup.
that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how beer pong works, right?
Yeah. Bring your
Yeah,
own
you
cup.
can write your name on every single cup
Yeah.
that you bring. Yeah. But that's I hate that. It's like the
It's-
worst.
Oh, yeah.
I do an open mic every week, and like the guy, for some reason, the guys' names that work there. I'm like so paranoid that I have them wrong, and I looked at the Instagram of them so many times, like looked at their tagged photos and be like, okay, that's it. But every time I come in and they say hi to me, I'm like, I get
Yeah.
scared. They're
Also,
gonna say the wrong
if a
name.
person doesn't look like their name should be
That's
their
what
name.
it is.
Yeah.
That's the
really
problem.
annoying to me.
Yeah.
It
I'm
fucks
like,
me up.
I have
know.
PTSD from times where I've gone for it and gotten it wrong too.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Oh,
sometimes you're like, I'm gonna be confident, and then
Uh-huh.
you just like
Yeah.
total fail.
Like my
Yeah.
brain will I'll trust fall into my brain. No.
Yeah.
It drops me every time.
But sometimes when the person's like, oh, nice to see you, and they're like, yeah, we've met or something,
hate
and you're
that.
just
Oh,
like, you know
asshole.
what, fuck you.
Yeah,
I
that's the
know.
worst.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe be more memorable.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on you, bitch. Like
Yeah.
you remember me and I don't remember you.
Yeah.
Like how dare you bring that up?
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
I remember one time though, this is part of like, this is like my journey to sobriety. I was big into drugs for a period, and I was doing a lot of ecstasy, and I remember like being at this party, and this really nice guy came up to me and he gave me a big hug and he was like, so good to see you, and I had no idea who he was.
Uh-huh.
And I said like, oh, have we met? And he nicely said, we've met 10 times and this is what you say every time.
Oh.
And it was like, that warrants
Ouch.
of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If it's
And
that
I was
many,
like,
yeah.
I'm really sorry. And he said, oh, I mean, he's like, it's not my brain.
Yeah.
And I remember
Wow.
Woo!
Okay.
but I remember, but that was
Yeah.
like, I was like, wow, something's not right. And then I was like, two more years of this. But it was like my first kernel of like, something's not right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
sometimes it can be a good wake up call.
No, for
Shit,
sure.
Carrie. Fuck.
I think you can meet people 3. I think you get 3. I think you get the first time, you get a second time, and the third time, get it in there.
Yeah, because some people are like that character on Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Her?
Yeah.
It's Anne. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's someone on the Valley we always forgot. Janet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Janet.
Because she looks like the other. Like she has a. When reality shows have characters that look similar, it takes me a minute. Like it took me a minute to get Lisa Barlow and Meredith.
Well,
Yeah.
they're
when
very-
people look alike. I mean, that happens all the time too, just in real life,
Yeah.
where I'm like, I cannot get these people like.
No, that's what I mean. I might. It might be a me thing. I think it is a me thing, but
But it's also them. It's
Thank
also
you.
their fault.
Other people got. I mean, like
It's all their
Babs and I
fault.
get confused for each other all the time, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we're
that's wild.
very different. But
I think it's just
it
two B
happens.
names, and we are on a podcast
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told
People are
you
pretty
guys
simple. They're
yeah,
like,
they're just dumb.
Yeah, like, oh,
When I used
worked
to
it out.
substitute teach, I forget if I've told this story in the podcast, but this is so awful. I came in one day, and I was a junior high class, and every single kid was like, "Oh my god, you look exactly like this girl Liana," and I was like, "What? What?" And I'm thinking this girl must be like so pretty.
Ugly little child.
Finally, third period, they bring this girl in. I look at her, she looks at me. We're both clearly horrified.
I would give so much money to see a side by side of this.
it's like a comic. Oh my god, that's so funny. You're like, damn. I know.
Yeah,
that's so
I've had that
funny.
happen to me before. You're just like, oh.
Like, no, that's not right.
Like, you shouldn't be that aware of how other people perceive you.
no.
I also do think that we're something in the collective is like we're all in the last 6 years maybe or 7 years we've all gotten dumber.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I also think there's like there's like a fog. I don't know if it's COVID, if it's just like hyper normalization, but like does it feel like we're all like
I think it's a
forget-
yes and of a bunch of different
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
things.
we've all been like, you know, in kind of a flight or fight response for, at least 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
That alone can do things
Like
to your memory.
dissociating.
Yeah.
Baskin Robbins spoon and
Yeah.
brains.
And
Yeah.
also, like, none of
Yeah.
us, we can all, like, act like we're better than social media. We're not. That's rotting
No.
all of our brains. We're
Yeah.
all addicted to this, like, brain
Yeah.
poison
TikTok.
box that we take everywhere.
Well, and also
Yeah.
I think like, I don't know. I think it's that combined with me with just the hustle that all of us have to do
Yeah.
for work. Like, you know, I'm juggling 10 other things. And so it's just
Yeah, I
made me, it
know.
has made me dumber just because I'm like, you know, fucking, I feel like a dog trying to find a place to sit where I'm just like,
lot of
like
coals
running
in the
around in
fire.
circles.
Yeah.
Totally.
So that's part of it too.
Sean was clowning on me because I said to him the other night, I said, I wake up early and I do my enrichment.
Mhm.
And, and he's like, what? It's like, yeah, like yesterday enrichment was Pilates. Today it's my Spanish lesson. Like I wake up early and I do my enrichment. That's
No.
where I'm at in my life.
Yeah.
I need to wake up
That's
early.
nice.
It's,
It's
it's
good,
nice,
though.
you guys.
No, it's
like,
nice
you know,
to
it's
do that.
good.
Those are your morning pages.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm trying to fight the brain rot. The
That's
bog.
good. I'm leaning in.
I'm reading a lot.
I'm
just
reading
like,
the Facebook book. Have you read that?
Oh,
It's talk
uh,
about juicy trash.
What is that called?
Careless
No.
people.
Careless people.
No,
If
I've
you guys
heard
want
this
some
is
juicy
crazy.
I
trash.
thought you were
Actually-
saying the book's called Let's Talk About Juicy.
Let's talk about juicy trash.
It should be what
Wet-
this book
let's talk
is
about
called.
wet trash.
If you guys want to talk about wet trash, I mean, there are
I've heard
descriptions
this
of
is
like Mark
insane.
Zuckerberg like perched like a Greek on a Greek bed, and she describes his like pasty body and his swimsuit.
Oh.
Sheryl Sandberg apparently is like out of her fucking
Rotten.
mind.
Oh, she
Rotten
for
shit.
sure
Sexually
is.
harassing men and women
Yeah.
allegedly. I mean, this is like, yeah.
Oh wow! So it's all about the like meta Facebook culture.
It was written
Yeah.
by the woman who came on board. She invented the job, but it was like before they realized that Facebook was going to destroy democracy. She did. And so she was working in New Zealand. She had a diplomatic job in New Zealand. And so she pitched Facebook. She's like, you guys need me. Like, your product is actually starting to impact, like,
Yeah.
governments. Like, you need me to tell you who the heads of states are and, like, how your product is going to impact all these different countries. And so they bring her on. And then she just sat there like a mole for 5 years and took notes. And, like, also, I learned from this book that Facebook, I guess this is maybe good, but they have a policy. No, I don't think it's good. They have a policy that's based on seniority. So there are like assistants at Facebook that are making a lot more money than she was. Like even though she was this really high ranking person at Facebook, she never really started making a lot of money. So she's also really has this interesting eye to just the behavior of this level of billionaire. And she's just
Yeah.
kind of like a regular mom. Like trying to breastfeed and like take care of her kid, and she's like just with these like sycophant, crazy billionaire dinosaur people.
Oof.
It's a good book.
No, it sounds like I've heard a couple things about it because isn't like Sheryl Sandberg at one point like tries to like spoon a pregnant woman.
I haven't gotten to that chapter yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Yes,
she's leaning in.
She's leaning in.
Yeah. And the woman's like, please no. And then she's spooning
it
out.
She's spooning in.
I've talked about this before, but when Lean In came out, I thought that it was literally about leaning in to show your cleavage to get yourself further.
This is how you get the job, honey.
I love you so much.
Wait, I love that.
Show a
Like,
little
yeah,
tit,
you
baby.
should lean
That's
in.
how
Why
you
not?
do
Use
it.
what you got.
Yeah.
Whenever I heard lean. Do you remember Melissa Leo's Oscar campaign?
Yes.
For Your Consideration, and she's leaning at one point.
Yeah.
I literally always pictured that in my head when I heard lean in.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to read that immediately.
You're from Delaware.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I know.
stop.
Come on.
What does that mean?
No one's from Delaware.
Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you
can't
who's from
be like that
Delaware.
if you're from
Every
Delaware.
company that is laundering money.
No, yeah, no, 100%.
T.
Yeah.
DuPont. Pharmaceutical.
No, we found that out when we were
Oh,
doing the Britney
that's-
stuff. It was like
Yes.
every company
Yeah.
is based in Delaware because of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
that's because
Yeah.
I'm from South Jersey, which is like you and I are like Delaware's are in between.
Yep. Right between two of us.
And it always did have this sort of whenever you because when I would go to Baltimore or DC, I would drive through Delaware,
Yep.
and it always had this eerie feeling there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
because nothing's real. It's all
No,
shell
nothing's-
companies.
yeah.
It's not like a
Whoa.
front.
Wow, like
Yeah.
could one even like find a Starbucks in Delaware?
No, it's
Yeah.
probably like a fake facade.
Wilmington
it's like Disneyland.
has a star. Yeah.
Wilmington.
Wilmington.
What
Wait,
is Wilmington?
Is that really what Delaware is like?
That's their capital is Wilmington.
Wait, like you guys are blowing my mind.
No.
It's not like a regular place? Is it like Century City?
Yes. I would say like a working class century city.
old? And there's like it's the first state, right?
yeah, yeah.
So it's like
First
it's
state.
colonial
Yeah.
places.
Okay.
But also,
Uh,
I can't think of a single like historical like thing
the
of
beaches
note.
are the beaches are
ni-
popular.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Bethany Beach, Rehoboth is very
Rehoboth
gay.
is great.
It's like
Okay.
the gay beach for like DC and Philly.
Yeah, yeah. That's one I got.
This really amazing rapper I love now. She's this trans rapper. Her name's Corteza Starr. She's from Delaware.
Is
Okay,
she?
so that's at least
Pop
one
out.
person
Yeah.
from
That's
there.
one person
She's
from
iconic.
there.
Okay.
Aubrey Plaza, Delaware.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a big one.
So
That's
and
part of her weirdness is that she's from Delaware. to
That
me.
makes
Or I'm
sense.
just
It's kind
like,
of like how Bjork is from Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ryan Phillippe is from Delaware.
How do you know all of this?
Okay.
Craig
is-
Conover from Southern Charm.
This is more
is-
people than I
I'm
thought.
talking about my brain
impressive.
rot. This is I know about when I was a kid. Sorry, I know you have like other lady problems to discuss.
No, no,
no,
no.
is it.
I have. Am I like taking up too much
No,
time?
You're great.
please.
You're fantastic.
When I was a kid, I used to study the phone books for like our school directory
Mm.
because they list, like they would list like the parents, the
Yeah,
address.
Mhm.
I like memorized where everyone. It was fun. I just like it was for me. It was like I was like, it was a bit. I guess my like, if I was on the spectrum, this would sort of be my
Mhm.
Your
Entree.
thing.
my fixation.
Yeah.
And I could memorize where like everyone was from. I'd be like in my head, I'd be like, oh, that person, their parents are divorced because you would see like 2 different addresses.
Right.
The cool kids always had their own lines.
You knew who to bully based
Having
on.
your own line.
I was the one being. I was not a bully. I wasn't really. I was more just like. No one really thought of. I was not considered. Consider
Not
for your
considered.
consideration. That was me trying to be considered. But I loved. So I'm really good at retaining like.
Uh-huh.
Addresses.
Yeah,
And,
like
where,
know
where
where
people are
origins.
from.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
interesting.
I know. Yeah, I like capitals.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are you like?
Delaware.
I'm just reeling on all of this Delaware information.
Yeah.
Because our whole thing in Maryland, Delaware like legalized casinos and everything, and it was like very contentious.
They would.
That they did that because Maryland wouldn't, and then there was like lots of fighting and protesting around it in the 90s.
Well, Maryland is very like
Yeah,
Maryland.
They
Yeah.
seem it. Yeah.
part of it. And then you go to Baltimore and you're like,
I know.
okay,
I
it's where the watermen are.
I'm the millennial kind that didn't have water as a child. Like my family, I remember I don't remember being given water my entire childhood.
Yeah.
Like I
Wait,
don't.
what do you mean?
Just water.
like juice and coffee. You mean?
Yeah, soda. Sunny Delight,
So I was gonna say
Kool-Aid.
Sunny Delight.
Kool-Aid.
Water was never really like
Secondary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
secondary implies it happened. Like it just
Usually in stuff.
like I was never encouraged to drink water. I don't think I found out about water until I was like 16.
Well, until they started giving it to us in bottles, and then we drank.
Yeah, but even my family, like, because my mom's from the Midwest, like it was like
Yeah.
Kool-Aid, Crystal Light.
Oh, yeah.
But do you guys remember? I just remember like wanting water as a kid and not having it, and instead my family had cases of this shit. Do you guys remember this stuff called Delaware Punch?
No.
No.
I've
No
never
one
heard
else
this
remembers
ever.
Delaware
Oh,
Punch.
Delaware Punch.
Listener, anyone else? Do you remember Delaware Punch?
I remember Mondo.
I don't remember Mondo.
But what was it?
Okay, Delaware Punch. It came in a soda can, but it was flat,
Ugh.
and it was kind of adjacent to sweet tea, but not tea.
What the fuck is this?
I've
And like
never heard of this.
there was a summer where like I drank that and just wanted water. Yeah,
Whoa.
Delaware Punch.
Okay.
Well-
See
we're
if
gonna
that
find
comes
some.
up in the
That's-
book.
When water runs out,
Yeah.
Delaware Punch.
Yeah.
It'll be there
Yeah.
for us.
It says a non-carbonated fruit-flavored soft drink with grape flavor being the most prominent.
Yeah, that's what it was. It came in like a burgundy can.
What the fuck? This
Yeah.
is bizarre. We're
Can
gonna
I get
have
a?
It
can I
might
get
be
a
like-
photo,
yeah.
Babs, of the can.
to, it's
It looked like a 80s like a. It's like I'm picturing the D, and then you remember how the font would have like the bubbles that would come out
Right.
of it.
Uh-huh.
Is that what it looks like?
yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get like a bigger photo. Well, this
Yep.
is like
Yep.
the thing at
I've
least.
never seen
I've
that
never
in my
seen
life.
You guys have
that.
never seen that?
No, we're from the East Coast. I've never seen that in my
Wow.
life.
Maybe it's like a thing where they just it
I
sounded
think
good.
it's still
Yeah,
available,
yeah,
so it looks like
yeah.
we're gonna have to do a
A tasty test.
Yeah.
taste test. With
I
it.
would be fascinated to try this.
Yeah. Maybe it's why I like wine so much.
Maybe. It's very
It's got like a Manischewitz quality
It does
to
have
it.
a Manischewitz quality.
Yeah.
Were you
yes,
raised
that's what it
religious?
seems like.
I was. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christian or
Catholic.
same.
Okay.
So you're it's tapping into the blood of the
Exactly.
blood.
What was
Lord.
your first react? Did you do the blood when you were a kid?
No, my parents didn't let me.
Okay.
They didn't want me. They didn't do it either. They were like,
Yeah.
So germy.
I know. They were like, I don't want to touch that.
Oh my god.
You drink.
It is really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. They,
you
they
do the
would
blood?
they would wipe it.
There's a
I
quick
did it
wipe.
a few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did
Were
you
you
guys
raised
have?
Catholic?
Just
Yeah.
one cup?
It was one
It was
cup.
one cup. They would wipe it in between everybody, but yeah, it's one cup you're
Yeah.
all sipping from.
Still, it's like
It's gross.
Hundreds
It's
of people.
fucking backwash. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
But
there's-
also, like,
Backwa-
I
the
wanted
backwash
to
of
try
Christ.
wine.
of course. Yeah.
That's the first wine I tried was Jesus blood.
Yeah, of course. Most people. That's your
We
gateway.
did.
Yeah.
Methodist Church did grape juice, but we got tiny shot glasses. So we
That's
Oh,
got,
like
that's kinda
that's
punk
what
rock.
Mormons
Yeah,
do
yeah.
too. Yeah.
yeah, little
Oh.
shot glasses.
Yeah.
Catholics
Crackers.
Catholics love the booze.
Yeah,
They love the booze and they love drama. And like
course.
this was a goblet. It
They
was
love
a
drama.
gold
Chalice.
goblet. Yeah,
Yes.
chalice.
So you'd either
Thank
get
you.
it from like
Chalice.
the priest himself, or they had like a little sidekick that was also handing out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've seen it happen,
this-
but like my
A proud woman.
Yeah.
yes, look at me. My mom's side of the family was Catholic, but and my parents got married in Catholic church, and then when I was born, my dad said, "Just kidding, we're not doing that shit."
Nice.
And he took us to Methodist church. But we would go to Catholic services, and whenever communion started, my dad would be like, "Time for a cigarette," and he'd take me and my
Yeah,
brother
that's such a dad
thing.
outside. He'd be like, "They don't want us here anymore." And he always took it so personally, and I was like, "You left."
Oh my god.
Thank you, though.
I know it was always fun to like bring a friend who's not Catholic, and then when
Yeah.
you go up to get communion and they like wait.
Yeah. As I got older and was like not into it, it was a nice little family protest. Where I'd be like,
Yeah.
sitting
I
here.
now have you guys done the X as an adult?
I've gotten
go
it,
up and do
yeah.
that, right?
What?
the suck it.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's DX chop.
If you're at like a Catholic wedding or it's like an event where like you don't want to take communion, but you like don't want to, you know, because everyone goes
Oh, you go up and go.
You go up and go like
Yeah.
this, and they just kind of like
high
Do
drama.
something
It's
to
very
you.
vampire.
yeah.
It's all. I mean, that's what I went to like a Catholic high school, and
Mm.
I do miss the drama and the ritual.
Yeah.
Like I loved Ash Wednesday is so dramatic.
So-
Ash
Oh my
Wednesday, everyone's
God.
just like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You want to be seen.
Last time I was
Yes.
at last Ash Wednesday, I was in New York and I was like in Times Square and there was a giant inflatable Kim Kardashian in her underwear.
Whoa.
And all these people walking around with. And I was just like, we are going to be blighted. From
That's such a good image.
False idol. We love to see
Oh my
it.
god. Yeah, it's literally the golden calf.
Exactly.
Fuck. It's bow.
Yeah.
It's such a bummer. My niece, my sister's second kid, she wanted me to be me and my husband to be the godparents, and Simon was like, I'm not gonna join the church, but they were like, their church required that I join a church to say like at least I'm in a parish.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's during COVID. I was like, fine, maybe I'll like get in a church, you know. And Pope Francis at the time was cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, he still was cool, but he hadn't really said anything about gays.
Yeah.
And then I joined this church. It was on Hollywood on Sunset near Chick-fil-A. Do you know that like big old
Yes.
church?
yeah.
I was like, cool. And then a week later, he was like, oh, by the way, gays are sin.
Yeah.
And it was just like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was like he just said gays can't get married. And so I was like, I'm not joining that. My sister and her husband like joined an Episcopal church because they were like, fuck that.
And are
But,
you
like,
still the
Yeah.
godfather?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But
'Cause
like,
my godfather is my gay uncle, and it like there's no bigger
know.
blessing in this world. Like
she doesn't even have a godmother. She just has.
that's all you want.
That's
She's
all you
so
need.
like your goddaughter is so lucky.
She
Like
is.
it's such a special relationship, and
Mhm.
like to walk through this life with a gay godfather.
Yeah. Two.
Too.
Yeah.
I don't even know who my
That's great.
godparents are. I don't think.
I don't. I know
I should
one.
figure that
But
out.
it's
Yeah.
not about God.
No.
It's about lunches. It's about
about
culture.
advice.
Yeah.
Advice, like living cool, being
Yeah.
introduced to good art.
Yeah.
This is the godparent stuff.
She she's 4. I think she already knows that she's like cool.
Yeah.
I bet.
She does.
She's like she kind of gets it. Like we were in Disney World with her, and she's bossy, but in like an iconic way.
Yeah.
But she knows. I'm like, this is a girl who has 2 gay godparents,
Yes.
2 gay godfathers.
Does she have a princess yet?
I think the Frozen girl,
Elsa.
That's the big one.
I mean, I'm glad that Idina Menzel kind of became the standby.
her Redwood. Did you see the clips?
No.
She was on a Broadway show that ran for just like a few months. and-
Was it terrible?
Well, she didn't get a Tony nom, so they shut the play down.
It's like all her like on a giant tree, swinging on a giant redwood
I would
tree.
see that. I would absolutely
Oh,
see
of
that.
course, yeah.
She's singing
Yeah.
upside down.
Shut up.
swinging
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's supposed to. I think it's like based on that woman who lived in the tree when we were kids. Remember?
Yeah. This
But
sounds
it's-
like a show I would really be into.
Oh, it looks like the Rainforest Cafe. It's so cool.
And you keep saying good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it kind of also. So I think someone posted that it reminded them of like a Jenny Maroney joke in like 30 Rock. Like,
Yes.
well, it's like when he did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Redwood play and he just
Yeah.
cut to her being like ah.
And also, like, is it just because she did Elphaba? They're like, we know you can fly.
Yeah.
She's in her era where she's just like, whatever. Let me just do whatever.
Yeah, just make some cash.
I think it's-
Okay, we should
Okay,
wrap up.
okay.
We
Yeah,
should
yeah.
wrap up. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. That was so
forever.
fun.
Yeah.
Tell
Of
everybody
course.
where they can listen to Sex Unique Podcast and anything else you got going on.
Yeah, just on anywhere you listen to pods. We have a Patreon, Sex Unique Podcast. You can follow me at eCarey. I have a Substack.
Hell
You can
yeah.
read.
Definitely follow Carey if you're not already. Like you're saying,
Yeah.
his videos are so fucking funny.
delight.
And
Thank you.
you're delightful. It's good to see you.
Good to see
Maybe
you
again in 10
guys.
years.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
reunion. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Bye-bye.